Hello, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, welcome. If you've been here before, welcome back. Guys, today we're making one of Barbados' favorite. Every time some person in Barbados having a get together, you can be assured that they will be making this recipe because it is wonderful as an hors d'oeuvre. It is something that people just pop into their mouth. You start to make them, they disappear before you can actually get them on the table. So let me show you what I'm making. I'm making something called fish cakes, and these fish cakes is made with salted codfish. You can take your salted codfish, you're gonna boil it or soak it, get all the salt out of it, and then you're gonna make fish cakes. So I already have some here. This is my salted codfish, and what I did is I boiled it. The salt is already out of it. So I'm gonna show you in a minute what we're gonna do with that. We're gonna add some ingredients to the codfish to make it taste yummy, 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 because these are gonna be deep fried, okay? So the other things that's gonna go into our fish cakes is we're gonna use some scallions. We're gonna use some onions. Now I put potatoes in my fish cakes. Everybody don't do this. I like to do it. It gives it a nice flavor for me, and I love to do it. These potatoes are already cooked. I just have to take the skin off and mash them, which I will do in a minute. We have over here some fresh thyme. We have some hot pepper, and I'm debating whether I should put both peppers in there because now the pepper gives it a really good flavor. But some people that's going to be eating this have a problem with pepper, so I may put just one of them in there. We're going to add some spices to that. Then we're going to put some flour in there, some baking powder, and I like to add a little bit of sugar. Okay, so guys, let's get started. Let me show you how I'm going to put all these ingredients together. First thing you're gonna need is a big bowl, a nice big bowl. And let me tell you something with these fish cakes. You can make these. I know if you're Bajan, you know what I'm talking about. If you've never had it before, I'm just gonna tell you. You can make a whole big batch of these, get some small containers, freeze it, put it in the freezer, and it lasts in the freezer. And whenever you're in a mood or you have a get together, just take out a container, let it come to defrost to room temperature, and then you can do your own thing. So for fish cakes, I have my bowl. Let me put some stuff over here so you see what I'm doing. Now, I'm gonna take my fish cakes and I'm gonna take my fish, guys. I'm saying my fish cakes. As long as your hands are clean, take your fish cake, your fish. I can't stop saying fish cake. Your fish is not fish cakes yet. It's just fish. And break it up into small pieces. So I'm gonna break this up and get it small. You don't want big chunks of it. You just want small pieces of it. And the reason I'm making this is my grandbaby birthday is coming up this weekend, and we're having a little birthday party for him. There's gonna be some adults there, so I figured, like, you know what? Let me just make some fish cakes so everybody could just kind of snack on them. So this is what we're gonna be doing. So I'm gonna continue to break this up, and then I'm gonna start by chopping up my onions. Okay guys, so I went ahead and got my cutting board to go ahead and chip this up, which you know, do a little bit fast instead of me just ripping it apart. This is a little bit faster and easier for me to do. Make sure that you check your fish cakes, your fish, I keep saying fish cake. Your fish don't have any bones inside of it. You don't want to be giving anybody anything with bones in it. So you can buy boneless fish. So this is my fish here that we're going to be working with. Now over here I have some fresh thyme. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the thyme like this and just pull the leaves off. Just like that. Just pull it just like that. And it comes off. just make sure you get all your thyme, your leaves in here. It should be like that. When you're all done, I have my potatoes here. These potatoes, I cooked them already, so I can just rake the skin off. Pull the skin off like this. And then what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mash this. Okay, so these is my potatoes that I just took the skin off. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna mash these. I have 2 potatoes because that's a lot of fish there. And once you mash your potatoes, I'm going to empty the potatoes in here. Now we're gonna add some more things to that. We're not done yet, guys. I have over here a bunch of scallions. I'm gonna chop these up. After, guys, we chopped our scallions up like this, we're gonna just take it and put it in here. And then we go on to the next step. Here, guys, I have my fish cakes, my potato, scallions, and thyme, fresh thyme in here. The next thing I'm gonna do is I have an onion. I'm gonna chop this onion up small and add onion to it as well. I also have, I think I'm gonna use 1 pepper, just because I believe that some people are not going to be able to handle the pepper. And to this, guys, I'm going to add this pepper right here. I'm not going to add the seeds because the heat is really in the seeds. Going to empty this in here. I don't want this pepper to touch my hands because the pepper burns. When I was little, my grandma used to say, give me a pepper. Say, cut this pepper up. And I'll cut the pepper up, and then I'll be walking around with the hot sun and my fingers are just burning me from the pepper. Okay, I have some spices over here. We're gonna add a few things. This is all-purpose seasoning. I'm just gonna add. So this is not measurements, guys. This is just sprinkling. You sprinkle a little bit at a time. You taste it and see. It's kind of hard to give exact measurements because sometimes you have to go ahead and taste to see if it tastes just the way you want it. You know, so you have to be careful. So I would say just sprinkle some stuff into it. Just don't sprinkle too much if you're afraid. This is black pepper. I'm just sprinkling a little black pepper in there. This is a little onion powder. I have, even though I have onion in there, I have a little bit of onion powder. I just sprinkle that in there just to flavor it up. I have a little sugar in here. I'm gonna sprinkle, you don't want to put too much sugar, just a little bit of sugar in there. I have salt, but I will not sprinkle the salt until I've tasted this. Because remember, the saltfish has salt in it. So that might still have a little bit of salt, even though I wash out, even though I boil out a lot of the salt out of it. You have to be careful, all right? So now to this, I'm going to add some water. I have a glass of water here. This looks like a bone, yeah. See, sometimes you have to eyeball and make sure there's no bones. You may still see 1 or 2 bones. Even though I bought this as this was already the bone, you still got to be careful because sometimes bones are still in it, okay? So now let's continue to add my water. I just add a glass of water. But as you can see, we definitely need more water in here. That's not enough water. So I'm going to add some more water. So I have another glass of water. I'm going to add down in here. And you can see, this is my potato here. Got a little bit clumpy. Get the clumps out of there. This may not have been mashed enough. That is good, but I think I can do it just a little more water. You don't want to add too much water, but you want to add enough water. Okay, so I think this is good. So now before I add my flour in here, I'm going to take a little bit of this liquid, put it on my hand and taste it. Just to see, because you need to make sure this part is flavorful before you add your flour to it. So I'm going to take a little bit of this, put it in my hand like that. Now it could do with a little bit of salt, even though the fish still has salt in it. Remember, I put a lot of water in there and I had boiled out the salt, so we still need a little bit of salt. So I'm going to add a little bit of salt to that. And then I'm going to taste it again. And that's what you do, guys. Use your seasoning. You know, I always say to you, you don't have to use the same spices that I use. Whatever spice you have in your cabinet that you like, that's good flavor, you can use. Okay? I use the ones that I have that I like. Okay, good. But now I'm going to add a little bit more of my all-purpose seasoning. I think I'm going to add a little more salt. And I'm going to taste it again. And I'm doing this before I add the flour to it. Got to make sure it tastes just right before you add your flour. So let's try this again. Still tastes like it needs something. I'm going to put a little more of all these spices that I have, because this is a lot right here. I'm going to use some more of that. Actually, I'm going to use all of that. I'm not going to use any more of the black pepper. I can finish up that. And just a little bit more of this. I don't know if I want to finish up that. Let's see. Oops, I hear a helicopter. Okay, let's try this again, guys. Let's try it again. You gotta keep doing this, otherwise your fish cakes is not gonna be good. Perfect. Perfect. It's good. Got a piece of scallion in my mouth. I don't want to chew on that. Okay, guys. Now let's go on to our next step. We have this. Tastes just right. So now all I need to do is add flour and baking powder, and that's it. So now let me get my sieve. And what I'm gonna what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna pour. I'm not gonna measure. I'm gonna pour some flour in here. And we're going to sieve the flour in here. Half a tablespoon. I'm going to put half a tablespoon of baking powder in there. Baking powder. Now you think about with the baking powder, when you're making fish cakes, you have to be careful and don't put too much baking powder in there, otherwise it's going to come out light. It's going to suck up all the oil whenever you put the oil in there. So don't put too much baking powder. So I put half a tablespoon, and that's because this is a lot. If you use less than this, you can put one teaspoon. Okay, so let's mix this all up now and see what we have here. Of course, this is not going to be enough. Okay, so we're looking for certain texture, and this is definitely not it. This is too wet, so we have to put more flour in here. So let's go again with our flour. So you're gonna just pour your flour in until you feel that you have the right texture. So I'm going to sieve some more flour in there. And here we go again. Move this from here. And we're going to stir this up. And as you can see, it is still wet, so this is still not the texture. We're going to have to put more flour in here. But we're going to mix this in. And you can make a big batch of fish cakes like this. And you can get, as I said, some blue. You can get some containers, and you could put these in some containers, and you could freeze these. I know people go down to Barbados, and there's people that make this and freeze it, and people go and buy it from people that they know that make it really good and bring it back. And when they're ready, all they have to do is take it out of the freezer, let it thaw out, and then put it in your pan and fry it. Okay, so you can see that obviously we need more flour, right? So let's sieve some more flour. We're making a big batch, guys. And the reason I'm making this much fish cakes is because, as I said earlier, my grandson's birthday is this weekend. So there's some friends that's coming over to the house. So we're just gonna fry these up and put them on the table, so whoever wants some can just snack on them. And that's basically it. So here we go. I also have a couple fish cake recipe too up online if you ever want to check those out. But it's kind of hard. I know I usually give you measurements and stuff, but it's hard to give measurements when you're making fish cakes. You just got to eyeball. So you see, as you can see here, we're getting a better texture here, but this is still not, it's still too wet to fry. See? It's still too wet, so we're not ready to fry it yet. You just got to keep mixing it. Just make sure your flour and everything is mixed in well. Okay. See, this looks good, but it's still a little bit too wet. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and put a little more flour in here just to tighten it up a little more. A little more flour in there. Okay, just stir this in first before I add the rest of that. I think this is about it, guys. This is about the texture that we need. So see, it's not too wet and it's not too stiff, right? You want it to be like this, not too wet and not too stiff. Just now, the next thing I'm gonna do, because now I don't have to taste this anymore here because it is perfect. It's good. It's just, I think it's just good. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna continue to stir that up. I'm gonna go and get a pan, put some oil in the pan to heat up. I'm gonna fry some of these and test them, because that's one thing you need to do before you do whole batch of fish cakes, is you test at least one or two to make sure that they come out just the way you want them. Because if it don't, you can do your adjustments before you fry a whole big set. Okay, so I'm gonna continue to beat this up. I should say I'm going to continue to stir this up, and then I'm going to go ahead and fry a couple and show you. Okay, so you just go ahead and flip them. You don't have to wait for them to brown. You just go ahead and flip them. So both sides can cook, and then they'll stay here and brown. And once they get nice and brown, then you can take them out because they're going to be nice and crunchy. These are my testers, guys. You only need 2 testers, but I've fried a couple more. Okay, so you just go ahead and flip them. You don't have to wait for them to brown. You just go ahead and flip them. So both sides can cook, and then they'll stay here and brown. And once they get nice and brown, then you can take them out because they're going to be nice and crunchy. These are my testers, guys. You only need 2 testers, but I've fried a couple more. Okay, guys, so you see right here, these are done. You can fry them until they're nice, and then have a plate with a paper towel to dab the oil off. And that's it. That's how you fry fish cakes. Or you drop them in if they have more oil, and you drop them in. You can get them also round. I'm going to sit this, let it cool for a few minutes, and guess what? My Charlie's gonna come back and taste them for you.
Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, okay.
You get the best part. You get to taste them.
Oh, I see.
Hey guys, look who is here and who's gonna test these fish cakes for me. He gets the best job. He loves that. Charles, you're gonna test the fish cake, and I want you to honestly tell the people how, if they are good for other people to eat, or if I just need to go back to the drawing board. All right, go ahead.
Okay. Which one? Any one of them?
Just take any one that you want to take. You hear that crunch?
Who built this house?
They're not that hot. So I said, it was a man years ago that was working at this woman's house, woman cooking yam, and he went into her pot and took a piece of the yam, and the woman came in just as he was eating it. So it was so hot, he looked up in the air and said, "Who built this house?" Right?
That's what you old people say. I don't know.
Wait a minute. You just need one to test, boo-boo. You don't need to be eating more than one. How?
Really?
Really? Yes.
Really?
Charles, come on.
Ready?
The people need to know, how do they taste?
Do it. Well, you from this you can't tell? You should be able to tell from this.
I guess that means they taste good.
They're perfect.
Good. Okay. Does it have, can you taste the pepper in there?
Just a touch.
Just a touch. Okay, that's what I
That's
want.
good enough.
Okay, that's
I
good.
just hear for the people who can't have
Pepper.
Woo.
All right.
All right. Good, eh? Thank you very much for the tips.
You're welcome.
Anything else?
That's it. You can go.
I can go?
Yeah.
All right, good. Woo. That's good.
It's good.
Yeah.
Listen, enough.
What?
Okay, guys, so you heard what Mr. Charles said, that it tastes good. He almost ate all of them that I fried. So I just want to say thank you for joining me. I hope you had fun, because I had fun. Go ahead and make yourself some fish cakes. If you know of anyone who is interested in making fish cakes, I would like to learn how to make fish cakes, go ahead and just share the video with them. Thank you so much, guys. Until next time, bye-bye.